Hey guys, I'm Taylor.
I'm Joe.
And this time I'm in front of the camera. Yay! That means we are on the We Tell You show, the show that comes up every Friday, as you would hopefully see today, if not looking at the past episode. Joe, how are you?
Great.
This week you've been filling us with awesome shows on the one Joe Tells You on Monday and the Let Me Rant on Wednesday. But this time it's all about it's free form. Usually we do questions and answers.
Square is moving around, following us.
Yes, Mike.
They can't see that.
The video camera does have a tracker which tracks his face. But
it's really cool.
It is cool. Technology is amazing. And you know that because you're a hacker, remember?
I hack a lot of things. I was going to go hack that rose bush outside because it was in my way of my deck.
Not always technical hacking, but maybe life hacking or rosebush hacking. But no, like I said, we do answer questions here on the Friday show, more free form. If not, then we just bullshit around and talk whatever. One question we did come in.
We got a lot of questions, like a ton of questions. Like you guys are doing great.
But we're just going to answer one right now. Just one question
right
now.
But yes, there's one question we're going to answer, but keep them coming. It's just amazing.
That just came in.
JB, man, he's doing great.
The question that just came in reads as follows. This is actually towards you, Joe. The question was, Joe, the baby is yours. Why aren't you calling back?
That's not a question. Okay? It has to be a question for the show. Talking about.
It's a question.
It's a statement. Get out of here. Whoever that is.
No, freeform. So it's whatever. Whatever's going on, we try to make it lighthearted. Unlike the Joe, that's like the Let Me Rant show, which is anger. Joe tells you can be a little lighthearted. Joe's learned to be a little more
shoulders is higher than the other.
Personable, and this is where Joe critiques himself because I'm in front of the camera with him, not behind it. And
I feel less stressed in this situation.
Yes, there's less pressure off for him because he doesn't have to talk as much as he is before. So I'm more of I kind of lead the show. Joe just adds on. It's funny to see you with such witty remarks as hacking the bush and talking about your arms and your shoulders.
There's a lot of hacking.
Yet on the
hacking involved with the shoulders and the camera.
Yet on the show, you talk deeply and professionally about home, more than we need to know about, but homes. A lot of home talk and credit. And
we have different audiences. My audiences want advice on things like money and loans and financing and very detailed information.
But yet Joe sticks to homes mostly.
These audiences for this show, I'm not sure what you guys want, and I'm not sure how to give it to you.
That's why we asked you. Give me questions. Tell us. Comments. What have you?
I got some questions that came in.
You had some questions. Actually, Joe has some questions. Legit questions. Not like my funny trying to break the ice question about the pregnancy, which is probably true in some point of our lives, but we're not talking about that part. On that note, Joe.
This is a great one.
Okay.
Just had to tell 3 businessmen to get the fuck out of my car because they weren't my passenger. They had a nerve to call me an asshole. They were drunk idiots. That's not a question, but another great text from a friend of ours who was an Uber driver. So
wait up. So 3 people got. Okay, so he's an Uber driver.
I get these all the time.
And 3 people got into his car, but he says, "I'm not an Uber." Wait up. Explain that. That logic doesn't make sense.
This person that does Uber driving, you know him.
Yes,
and he's not the type of person that should be doing Uber driving because he's a very short fuse. I'm surprised he hasn't yelled at everyone who had dust on their shoes to get in the car. But
he's a clean freak.
Yeah, yes. Businessmen to get the his family show. I already said it earlier. I'm reading. See, I'm not supposed to be the person cussing and doing this stuff. I'm reading a question that came in.
But you said it wasn't a question. You said it was a comment.
It is a statement.
A statement.
So
my apologies.
That came in. So this was that's what I told him.
He sent a picture of a house.
I sent a picture of a house because that's all I ever talk about. So he told him to get out of the car because they weren't my passenger. So I need clarification on this.
So was he waiting for somebody?
He might have been waiting for somebody, and then someone said like, "Hey, there's my Uber," but it wasn't the Uber; it was the other Uber.
3 people got into his car. Okay, so he was sitting there. He was sitting somewhere with his doors unlocked.
Probably Uber, or probably having the Uber sign on the car.
3 people walked into his car, and he just watched them walk in, and then
he probably thought that they were like his Uber, but they were someone else's Uber.
Oh,
you know how like that works? Like you have like them calling to the same location,
yeah,
and you'll have different rival Ubers.
I never ridden Uber before. I don't know.
That's. I know how to hack Ubers, so that's what I was talking about.
Anyway, are you done texting?
So, no. What
said person
what
back?
I did is I said there were. I'm trying to get clarification for the show, so you guys can know the riveting details shortly when that comes in.
Of the Uber the fiasco.
I had something I was going to ask you about actually.
What are you going to ask me about?
There's actually a huge question I had. It was about finance and housing,
Oh, great.
but it was about
In video game housing.
It was about no, it came in the news the other day. It was a tech engineer in San Francisco asked Mark Zuckerberg for help with bills because he makes $150,000 as an engineer and can't afford rent. Remember last year or a couple of years ago, this girl was complaining she worked for Yelp and she couldn't afford rent, and she was saying that Yelp doesn't pay enough money, and then she wanted Yelp to pay more money or a living wage in San Francisco.
I don't read charity stories.
Yeah, there was something like that, right? So what happens is it's become this new thing where everyone is complaining about a living wage, right?
Yes.
Living wage meaning to live in your area, be able to rent and be able to afford your monthly expenses and food, things like that, or going out or whatever, just a wage to live there. So what we always talk about is we talk about minimum wage or what's the minimum wage or should the minimum wage go up, things like that. We were talking about this before on our Social Ferocity podcast, right?
Rest in peace, Social Ferocity.
Yes.
Yeah, one of those.
So we were talking about that, right? Well, the thing is that why I said the minimum wage going up doesn't necessarily help everyone because a livable wage could be different in every area. So what is a livable wage? Well, apparently $150,000 a year in San Francisco as a tech engineer is still not a living wage. And even
that poor man.
And even this, the girl who worked for Yelp and she made $15 an hour, that wasn't a living wage.
Where'd she live though?
San Francisco, outside of it, worked for Yelp, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is, we talked about before, is a living wage isn't necessarily a living wage, but what are you spending your money on every single month? If you're an engineer making $150,000 a year, you're clearing $6 or $7 grand a month after taxes, and let's just say $4 a month with the rent, which is a lot of money for rent, right?
Okay.
Could you not live off $3,000? The rent's how they quit. You can't live off $3 a month.
I don't know why you couldn't. I can.
I mean, you can't live off that. The other thing is too, who are you living with? Is that a studio? Do you have a one bedroom, or
do you have cats?
Do you have a roommate? I know people that are tech engineers that live in Long Beach right now, and they have roommates. So if they have roommates, what's this situation? Just like the girl from Yelp, she had no roommate. She's living on her own. Well, yeah, it's hard. Of course, it's hard. It's an expensive area. I mean,
Yes.
Where does this come from? Where people think you don't have to have roommates. I mean, Taylor has a roommate, his wife.
My wife.
And I have several roommates. So
not your wife's.
Not my wives. None of them are. It'd be kind of weird or illegal in different states, whatever. One soon to be, and the others would be illegal. So to marry. But that's the situation. So if I make a great living flipping houses and doing a lot of stuff, Taylor makes a great living, and so does his wife.
My roommate.
His roommate. So why you couldn't live off $3,000 a month? Okay, what do you live off now after your rent's paid? Okay, your rent's paid.
Okay,
it's already over with, right? What do you think you live off every month?
All honesty, let's go with 2 weeks. I've spent 3, 4 in a month. I think I spend. I mean, in bills too, or just what?
Yeah, some bills. What are your bills?
Okay, so bills, food, non-entertainment, just bills and food.
You're a regular. I consider you a regular guy, a regular Joe.
Hey.
So yeah.
So bills and food.
Not Joe bills, what I consider highway robbery, like a $14 a month, Metro PCS phone bill. I'm like, that's just highway robbery, throwing over the desk.
I have no part of it.
Yeah, what is a regular guy like?
Regular guy like me. So let's say for internet cable. Netflix, I have Hulu. I think plus my cell phone. I think I'm at $350, and I eat really minimal. You look at us like we're beautiful men, that we have Adonis bodies, but we do eat like shit.
My hair is worse on my face than the last video.
Yes.
So
I got a haircut from the last video too.
Yeah.
So you'll see us grow.
Eat like crap. Don't take care of yourself.
So
that's the advice you get here.
Let's go with $450 max for food, bills, and non-entertainment. So $450
For food?
for food and
That's
bills.
a cheap food bill.
I don't eat much.
Yeah.
Like I'm really. My wife makes a lot of food, but if it was up to me, it'd be chicken, rice, vegetables, steamable vegetables. Those like $2 at the grocery store. You can get a pack of rice. Those boil in a bag rice things. We'll cut in half for 2 different meals, and then a piece of chicken cut in half, and you can get a pack of 4 at Albertsons, whatever. It's really cheap if you do it that way.
So I can't make a full financial assessment of this guy's finances, but he's doing something wrong. You're doing something very, very wrong. Whatever you're doing,
Not
it's
me,
wrong.
right?
No, that guy.
Okay.
Whatever that guy's
Like,
doing.
fuck, that was doing good.
It's not working. It's not right.
Okay.
So whatever you're doing, he's doing something right. You're doing something wrong.
Eat less.
So if you watch this video, go ahead and give it a down vote for doing something wrong. You go to upvote for doing something right.
But over 2000. Okay. I mean, fuck. I mean, okay.
Oh,
no.
shit. He's cussing.
I'm always cussing.
Cussing
I'm
on
a
the
potty
video.
mouth. I'm in front of the camera. I can do that now.
We're like, we have to be available for everyone.
They can watch
Show
it.
for everyone.
And
I always hit the mic. I wonder if they could see it like
they can see it, or
vibrating
I can
in the
edit
back
it out.
as I smack the mic all the time.
No, there's no reason why someone should be broke unless he has tech guy. I'm thinking a high stripper porn bill.
Maybe we didn't see his face.
Maybe cam guy.
I mean, is
Body
it?
cams?
I mean, are you like?
A lot of tokens.
That's the thing. We'd have to see what his bills look like, right? And that's the thing is usually when everyone gives me their bills, they don't include those bills in there.
The porn?
Yeah, well, like if they're going down to clubs or bars or
Oh.
strip clubs, things like that, you know. But we know that's a big waste for a lot of guys. They waste their money on that stuff.
Speaking of, hey,
Girl-
go on.
No, I can't afford that.
You're
bill.
right. We can't. No, you don't.
No, I know friends that can't afford it. And they still pay the bill.
Yes, they do.
They still pay the bill.
Oh, jeez.
I've heard we get a report every week from the club, like what our friends go in there and spend every time. But this is the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it doesn't matter how much you make; it matters how much you spend, and that's the problem that we tell everybody. That I tell everybody that we go over with all the time. So if this engineer in San Francisco can't make ends meet because his rent's too high, well, here's the thing:
The rent's damn high.
the rents are too high in San Francisco, okay? So you can't change that, okay? Your salary is $150,000 a year. You could possibly change that. You can ask for a raise, whatever, stuff like that, right? Asking Mark Zuckerberg for help, well, that's probably not going to work because there's a reason why
He does answer all emails, so don't
well,
think.
there's a reason. I mean, no matter how rich you are and how philanthropic you think you are, whatever.
I like that word.
And-
He's wrong.
Yes. No matter how charitable and whatever you think you are,
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason why he's a billionaire. He's not paying everyone's rent.
No.
That's
Well, he's
why.
to the people who work there.
Yeah.
Question: do you think people who work at cable companies get free cable?
That's a good question. That is true. Good
I
question.
wonder. And people at Facebook get free Facebook? It's free. I'm
Yes.
joking.
So, yeah. So the one thing you can change is the money that you spend. That's the
Yes.
one thing you can change. So you're complaining about all the stuff you can't change. What have you done to change the thing that you can?
Yeah, there are certain factors in your life that you can. Hey, you have authority over. You can say you have power over certain
What?
things. I'm trying to find the right word, but I can't find the right word. I want to say there's certain factors in your life that you do have power over. You do have the ability to change, on the fly, what have you. So it's
There's
up
been
to
a
you.
fly that we've had on the show
There's a fly.
for the past couple
Filled with
episodes.
the fly. But yeah, so there are things that you can change in your life. I'm sure just anything. Even if it was okay, now if you Joe doesn't say it, but I'll say it maybe a house payment, or is it a renting, do you know?
He's renting, something like that.
He's renting?
The rents are really high in San Francisco.
Okay, so for one bedroom, let's say $2,000.
It's like this big in the corner of the Bay in California, and they all want to live in that one little part of it. Okay,
Silicon Valley.
here's an
No.
idea: build something away from that, and then charge people less. No, That's not
What if he just buys something like an hour away in the commute? What if the girl who lives, the Yelper?
That's another thing. Is like the
Why
commute.
didn't he just go and live where she lives? Because she's can barely pay the rent, $15 an hour. He makes
that's
so much money.
that's a good idea.
Why doesn't he just move where she is and takes?
Like
rents
they
a
can get
commute?
together because they're both probably insane. Both
Probably
of them.
big beasts online.
Something wrong with them.
They're probably watching a lot of porn.
I don't know. This is We tell you, not we fantasize, Taylor.
Nor that we check facts.
Nor that we check facts. But that's what I want to ask you is, was he spending his money on? Taylor has told you his theory.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you mine. He's an idiot and doesn't know how to manage his finances.
It's not the same. You said it's not an answer.
I mean,
it's more of a statement.
But no, I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for the guy who makes $150,000 a year and can't pay his rent.
What do you think? You answer though. What do you think he spends money on? What do you think?
Off the top of my head,
well, that's what you told me. So yeah.
He's probably Ubering everywhere. He's probably
drunk.
He probably is just buying he's probably going to Whole Foods a lot and just buying a bunch of organic whatever.
But that's a lot. That's a lot of mochi ice cream, mate. Are you really buying that much food? Like Whole Foods is really going to cost
Yeah, he's probably doing a lot of that stuff. Basically anything like.
Question: 150 a year. What does it break down to per month?
I've noticed that anything that is that makes you feel good about yourself is way more expensive. So he's probably doing a lot of
yoga,
organic food shopping, a lot of yoga, a lot of things that cost a lot of money that really aren't helping the situation. Because you know what makes you feel really, really bad really easily, no matter how much yoga and organic food that you buy?
Not videos.
Not having any money. That'll take you down a notch real quick.
How much do you think it is per month he makes?
Well, probably $7,500 or so, after taxes, or $8,000. Close to that's $150,000.
Even if you have $1,000 on bills and food,
simple math. Let's say it's $120,000, so $10,000 a month, right? And just say $4,000 goes to taxes a month at $3,500.
Yeah.
So he's making $6,500 after taxes a month. At $120,000. So,
but still, say he's $2,000 or $2,500 a month for rent, $1,000 for bills and food. It's $500. Right?
Well, it's San Francisco, though.
Oh, sorry.
Times that by 3.5 or times that by 4, whatever the rate is. Still, get a roommate or something. Put a cot down. You'll get someone to pay $1,000 for a cot in San Francisco, won't you?
Look for a future show on the Joe Tells You show about how to sublet your house or apartment.
How to increase profitability in a bad situation.
Yes. Curtains and cots can make you a big difference in getting more rent and having you pay nothing. We know somebody who is a horrible person, but who actually did that and ended up not paying anything, and other people pay his rent. And
he's probably downvoting the video right now.
They're talking about me.
I knew they'd talk about me eventually. We had a whole show about you.
Yes, it was lost, but it was an hour.
I'll do an episode on him.
Oh, you better.
We'll do that one.
Are we naming names?
Not yet.
Oh man.
We're
what are things to do? They're sue us?
Well, we're gonna have a bunch of episodes where we cover all this stuff, and then episode 100, we're gonna go insane and start attacking just everybody, just right on it, just no holding back, just going crazy on it.
We'll put it on that episode 100. No, not episode 100, but 100 videos. 100 videos. Yeah. 100th video. Either that week we'll do something.
Once we get our viewership up to 12, we're just going to go nuts and just
don't
get
go
everybody.
Crazy with your dreams, okay? I said 100 videos, not 12 people will subscribe. That's just completely different. Dream real.
So yeah, that was old news, old stuff over there. So we like to keep up to date with current events.
How was that news? I didn't know about it, so it's new to me, so it's okay.
I don't know, but I didn't get any answer though for the Uber.
He probably drove him somewhere.
Good question.
On that note, this is our this week's episode of We Tell You, more that we ask you or we ask each other type of thing. But either way, again, if we don't have questions or comments, we're just going to freeform. We're just going to talk about whatever is on our minds.
We're going to talk about you. We're going to pick random people that we know and talk about you because you didn't subscribe, you didn't ask a question. So we'll probably just rip on everything that you do and everything you live for.
And I'm okay with that.
Yes.
On that note, thank you for watching.
We told you. That's what we did just now.
See you later.